morning, Salena.
Good morning, sunshine. How are you?
I'm great. Nikki Haley won the D.C. primary yesterday. She got 19 delegates. In all of D.C., which has about 330,000 registered voters, there are 676 people who voted for Donald Trump. 330,000 voters, 676 voted for Donald Trump. What do you think are the chances he's going to draw a jury pool with a Trump voter?
Zero. I mean, that kind of underscores exactly that complete separation of people that cover American politics and understanding that why people vote the way they do, and then voters in other states like Michigan, and so yeah, I just almost think it's really funny.
I think maps of America ought to come with giant blue domes covering Northern Virginia and Southern Maryland or Maryland on the border and all of the districts, plus Manhattan, plus LA, plus Silicon Valley. Just these big four domes that are impenetrable by fact and opinion not held by those already living within the dome. What do you think? The Truman Show times
Yeah,
four.
yeah. I mean, those are the super zip codes in our country, right? These are where the people that make the most money. They have the counties, the wealthiest counties in the country, the highest educated counties in the country, and these are also the counties that are in power in our cultural curators, in government, in academia, in corporations, in the media. And they're very, very different from the other counties in the rest of the country.
Yeah, we could have a big blue bubble over Austin, and we could do one over Ann Arbor as well, and that pretty much covers it. Let me ask you, Selena, about your new column in the Washington Examiner. You argue that there is bipartisan disenchantment with Trump regulation. Why? I mean, with Biden
That's
regulation. Biden regulation. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a regulation that's coming down that's going to hit two Cliffs plants, in one in Zanesville, Ohio, and one in Butler, Pennsylvania, right on the Ohio line. It employs a lot of Ohio and Pennsylvania people, and this regulation will essentially close those plants down, costing thousands of jobs. And Sherrod Brown and Ted Cruz on the Senate side, and Chris Deluzio and Mike Kelly on the House side have introduced companion bills to stop this regulation that keeps them from producing this grain steel, and is trying to force them to make Amphoramus steel, which is made in one plant in South Carolina, but mostly made in China, and would, I mean, the jobs are
Why
gone.
don't they
As a
like what is made in Ohio and Pennsylvania? What's wrong with the EPA bureaucrats? What don't they like about it?
It was so fascinating. They first got the letter about this, the UAW, local 303 first got the letter about this change, this rule in the EPA a year ago. They have spent a year trying to get an audience with the Department of Energy. Zero, nada. They sat down with some people in the White House, and there was a lot of head nodding, but nothing happened. So Sherrod Brown and Ted Cruz have been incredibly passionate about it. It's been very impressive to see, and they got a lot of co-signers on the bill as well. People you don't normally see working together, really working hard to put legislation in that would kill this regulation.
Let's talk about Sherrod Brown, dead man walking in the Senate race. There are three great Ohio Republicans: Matt Dolan, Bernie Moreno, Frank Lucas, all running to run up against Sherrod Brown. Sherrod Brown has managed to draw weak opponents and good cycles. He's got a bad cycle right now. And
Yeah.
if Sherrod Brown could not get this regulation reversed, that tells you all you need to know about his effectiveness in D.C. He's a Democrat in the majority party with a Democrat president, and he could not keep these two plants open. He's got to go.
Yeah, Schumer, I can't believe that he doesn't have his back on this. I can't believe that Biden doesn't have his back on this. Josh Shapiro is against this. Biden administration will not budge, at least as of this writing.
Now, if they did, could they withdraw the rule? I'm catching you cold here. It's not in there. Would they? Is it possible, or is the rule final?
It is possible, but it has been dead silence. And I will tell you this, Hugh, I think it is astounding. There's a poll that I'm writing about that's going to come out today that shows voters and Democrat and Republican voters on energy in Pennsylvania that just is crippling Biden. And I'm just stunned in the way that he has been non-existent, or like the role he put in on liquid natural gas, the Weirden plant closing down because it's terrible, and now this. It's like they want to lose Pennsylvania.